What's up, Raider Nation? This is your boy Mike Summers from the Raiders Fan Convention, and you're watching the Raider Homer channel. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider Nation. We're back. You're listening to the Raider Party Podcast with Raider Nikki and Raider Homer. How you doing, Homer?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be back here for the second episode of the Raider Party Podcast. How are you?
Oh, feeling good. This episode is going to be very interesting, especially since the preseason is behind us and there's nothing but fantastic things ahead in our season. I did want to share with our listeners how you can get in contact with us. We have an email address, which is RaiderPartyPodcast@gmail.com. We can also be found on social media. When you go to Twitter, it's Raider Party Pod. When you go to IG, it's Raider Party Podcast. And when you go to Facebook, you'll get to know my alter ego, Raider Leah, because she's the one that's managing the Raider Party Podcast page. So please feel free to communicate via email or social media.
Who is this Raider Leah, this alter ego?
Well, Raider Nikki is married and she likes sci-fi and she likes football and she's really this sweet kind of gal. Raider Leah is my alter ego. She's a bit sassy and her voice gets hoarse because she's yelling all the time. She likes doing baby Guinness shots, and sometimes she says things that she probably shouldn't say on game day when she gets in her cups. So if you're at a game day, you're definitely going to get to know Raider Leah a little bit better. But on the podcast, it's just going to be regular old Raider Nikki.
All right. Well, week 1 is upon us, and I'm ready to get to Oakland. So,
yes.
I'm going to meet up with our second guest tonight, the bringer of wins, the one and only Black Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to meet up with Houston Raider Steve to be a part of the opening day ceremonies on the field, the same field that all the Oakland Raider legends played on.
Oh, that is going to be so awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve, for inviting me, man. I really appreciate it. And we'll get him on the show. He likes to talk about traveling to the games. He's traveling a lot. It'll be interesting to get him on.
Yes. First of all, I wish I could go. The original intention was for me to go, but now I have to go to a trade show. So I'm going to end up being in Las Vegas. So close, but yet so far. I got to find somebody to party with in Vegas, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us about our first guest?
Yes. So let me tell you, the Raider Nation is full of such amazing characters, and I am a big fan of super fans. And anybody that has an alter ego or takes on a persona, I think that's what makes the Raider Nation so rich in heritage and history. I'm going to bring on someone who has a very unique name, which I find very interesting because I am led by my stomach. I really enjoy eating a lot, and I'd like our listeners to find out more about this guy named the Chef. Should we call him right now?
Oh, yeah. Let's get it going.
Okay, let's call him.
What's going on?
It's
What's
the
up, Chef?
Chef.
What's going on, homie? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just chilling down here in Texas. What's going on with you?
Yeah, chilling in this heat in Vegas. We about doing the same thing.
Well, thanks for coming on the channel, man. I appreciate it. And welcome to the Raider Party
no
Podcast.
Doubt. For sure. Thank you for having me.
So I am so excited. I shared with our listeners in our previous podcast how much I love to eat and how I'm led by my stomach. And then, of course, your name, the chef. And the interesting item that you had at the Baltimore tailgate last year, how did you get this name? Did it happen when you were a member of the DC Metro Raider Booster Club, or how did this name come about?
Oh man, it goes back to early 2000s, I believe. We were out in Tennessee in Nashville for a game, Raiders in Tennessee, and I always wear my apron and my chef's hat, and I'm a big merchandise carrier, so I carry a lot of my own merchandise that I design and a lot of wholesale stuff that the Raiders I get from different places with the Raiders logos and stuff, and that started from there. People just were like, pretty much, Chef, what you cooking today? What you got for us? What do you have? Yeah. So that's how that evolved, and I've been the chef ever since. So yeah.
That is awesome. Now,
and I do cook now.
Yes.
How about how good is your barbecue?
I can burn now and not burn it up.
Yes. So you recently moved to Las Vegas, right? A couple of months ago?
Correct. Yes.
Oh my word!
Correct.
You know, I'm trying not to hate on you, brother. Okay, because I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, I hear that. For sure, the whole nation's coming out, no doubt.
So, what has your experience been like so far?
So far, so good. I'm enjoying Las Vegas. I'm actually in the Henderson area. Just every day, just learning something different about the state and the city, and just keep on going with the Nevadians here. And it's been fun. It's been a great experience so far. Yeah, I can't wait. And you walk down some of the streets like Fremont Street, and Raider Nation right there, and Drove, and you have something Raider on, and everybody's just coming up giving you Raider love and saying they can't wait for everything to come. The stadium's coming all together, and it's just kind of like growing. Like I got here in the end of May, I guess, and it was kind of like not even halfway there. Now it's almost completed. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's gonna be a great time for the Raider Nation here in Vegas, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm glad I did get an early jump on it.
Yes, and you moved right around our birthdays, right?
Well, my birthday was in August. So
okay.
Yeah, I moved August. My birthday was August 3rd.
Okay, so
I got to celebrate
my birthday.
Yeah.
You moved around my birthday, because I was like, what? Because I was thinking about coming out to Vegas for my birthday, and I was going to bug you and be like, take me around.
Yeah. I had a few DC Metros already come down and hang out with me and stay with me, and we've taken them out, and we've done a few things. So, yeah, it's been pretty cool.
You know I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you. But let me say this. I'm so, bummed, because I have to be at a trade show in Las Vegas.
Right.
So I'm not even going to get a chance to go to the game on the 9th.
Oh, that is bummed.
You know? I know. So for those who are traveling to Oakland for the Monday night game against the Denver Broncos, what else is happening that weekend?
Oh, wow. We got so many things. We got so many parties and stuff going on. We got crazy events going on. Me and Judy Womack are throwing, and she's a big Raiderette sister out there in Oakland, California. Her boots are on the ground, and me and her combining with some of our DC Metro, DC ambassadors. That's Rodney Hitman Scott. Oakland John Diggs.
Yes, my brothers.
Yeah, all of us, Romel Bradley, the boss. And and we're all coming out there. We'll be out there Friday, but we're throwing an event at the what they call the Plank. out in Jack London Square in Oakland, California, and that is a venue that's pretty much on the outskirts of the water. So it's on this inside-outside venue with plenty of seating, TV for the game. Well, it's Friday night, so and it's a cigar party. So bring your favorite cigar out.
Yeah.
Sit back. It's free. It's an open bar. They have a bowling alley inside, and if you're a back-to-back fan, I'm not too new to back-to-back, but if you like that, come on out and play that as well. But we'll be out kicking back with our favorite cigars and just enjoying the Raider Nation in the Mecca.
That's awesome. Mecca. So what time does that event start?
That event starts at 4 o'clock and goes up until midnight. It's Jack London Square, so, it's many places around there. We'll take the party somewhere else after that. But, 4 to 12 is what we're scheduling that event for. And like I said, there's plenty of events that weekend, so all you do is check your Facebook pages or your Instagrams and come on out and hang out with the Raider Nation.
Yeah. So you guys are doing a raffle too, or?
Absolutely. Me and Judy are doing a raffle for, just so we can just kind of like make money for our foundations that we have. She's with children's and I'm with diabetes, of course.
Yes.
And
yes.
We just kind of like, we just kind of like, got a few gifts for our nation and, just have a good time, like I said, after that.
So this event can be found on Facebook. It's the Chill Cigars and Cognac event on Saturday, right?
Absolutely.
September 7th, and it starts at 4, goes till midnight. And those who are still standing are going to be invited to the after party afterwards, right?
Absolutely. Like I said, there'll be even if we got to take it back to the hotel and turn the hotel out, we're gonna do it Raider Nation style.
That's what we do. Come on now, we got to do it the RPP way for sure. Raider Podcast way, we got to do that. Oh man, I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss you so much. But that's okay. We're gonna be tearing it up in Vegas. I might have to FaceTime you and see if I can get some live footage.
Oh, that's fine. And hey, I want to do a shout out to my man, brother Mandel Gross. Make sure I didn't forget to leave him out either. He's one of our DCMRs. Yeah.
That's right. DC.
And if I got any of my other brothers, I'll see you guys on the inside.
That's right.
Got love for all y'all and my sisters too in the DCM.
Yes, thank you.
Peggy Holmes.
Yes. Yes, we have big love for you guys, big love for our brothers. And it's a beautiful thing that we can be on 2 different coasts and still be on the same accord. It's beautiful.
How about that? I rep DCM for the rest of my life. So.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The love, the big love.
Absolutely.
Well, Homer, what you thinking, Homer?
Man, I'm just curious. So you say you're living in Henderson, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's the spot. That's where I was thinking about moving. Because that's where
Henderson
the Raiders
is nice now. I'm telling a lot of people to get out here as soon as they can because they're going up on prices like left and right.
Yeah, and that's where the Raiders
headquarters is. People are moving. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. I'm not too far away from it. So.
Yeah, you'll be able to go to the practices and all that.
Yep. And the Henderson location with the headquarters that's kind of like evolving so much since I've been here. It was just kind of like 2 pillars. Now it's floors and everything like that.
So did you move there on purpose, knowing that the Raiders are going to be there in 2020?
Just a 50-year-old jump in life. My son graduated, and I just wanted to go to college somewhere. So right after he graduated, I said, well, you want to go to college? It's on you. But Dad is leaving the East Coast. Here, my Raiders are going to be living over there in Vegas, and I've never been to Vegas, and I've never been on the West Coast to live. So I want to see what, see if I can get a jump start after the 50s. So that's what I did.
Yes. Vegas is my most favorite city in the whole world. Oh, my word.
Beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. Outside of partying, it's just a beautiful place. I love the mountains. I love the heat. Yeah, I can deal with the heat.
So are
But
you
that's
being
one
being my
thing.
being my birthday is August 3rd in the middle of the summer, I can deal with the heat.
That's the only thing, in my opinion, that people can complain about. Everything else about Vegas is very hospitable and
Absolutely.
welcoming and warm and wonderful. 24/7, 365. There is no city in the world that has that level of intensity. Period.
Yeah. Well, Andre's from DCM. He's right there out here. And he's the one, and he's 30 to 40% of the reason why I came. He's like, Jeff, you got to come out here. You got to come out here. And that's my little brother. And so I came on out here, and we're having a good time out here. So far, so good.
I hope I'll get a chance to see him next week, because I'll be in Vegas for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So if at all possible, I'd love to try and see you on Tuesday, but we'll talk offline about that.
Okay, yeah. I get back in Tuesday, sometime around 2:00. And we got shuttles out here, so a lot of people don't know that our stadium is called Alliance Stadium, or Reliance, Alliance. So we're gonna name it the Owl. That's what the regulations. We want to name it the Owl.
Oh, the Owl, like Al Davis.
There you go, the Owl. And where Alliance is actually have shuttles from Oakland and all the other San Francisco's, and they're pretty cheap. And that's what they're going to be doing for Raider fans, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Don't quote me on that, but yes. I just picked up a $60 round trip with them to Oakland. Just saying I was a Raider fan. So.
That is so awesome. I had no idea they were going to do that. That is the hottest tip of the day, okay?
Yeah.
So in 2020...
I'm not sure about other states and how that flows, but I know from Oakland and San Francisco to Las Vegas, $60 to $70 no more than round trip.
Yes. That I am writing down right now in my calendar, because what? I do plan on going to O.co in November.
Yeah.
So that is something that is good to know. So I can visit my family in Vegas and then take the shuttle instead of having to fly into San Francisco, which will also save me a little bit of money too, because flying into Vegas is one of the most affordable places to fly into in the United States of America.
Yeah, they want you to come in and spend that money.
Yeah, they do. And I want to come and see the boys. And I'll spend the money on the boys any day.
Yeah. We're here.
Oh, yeah.
They're coming, and they're going, the things that are going on in the city is just amazing, because everywhere you go, you see the logo and you see specials, and, you got 3 or 4 Raider images out here, and the Raider Preview Center is here, which is, to me, is like Raider heaven to me.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's like one of the first things I take people to when they come visit me. So, yeah.
I've been there twice. I've been there twice. You can't get bored in there. You
No. Not the biggest, but it's still just awesome.
Yes. Well, Chef, I have big love for you, brother.
Appreciate that love and turn it back to you.
I just cannot wait to get out there to see you. Raider Homer, now you got a friend on the inside, okay?
Brother Homer, you already know.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll be there.
You already know, man. Y'all just keep me intact with everything, and we'll just keep it going from here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank y'all.
No problem. Thank you.
Man, Homer, that was some awesome stuff. The chef, right? Now I'm hungry. So we got another interview coming up, right?
Oh yeah.
So we can't stop now. What's up with Black Thanos?
So what's up with Black Thanos, you ask? Well, Thanos is a well-traveled super fan from New York. He's been on the channel a couple of times. He's well spoken. He's fun. He's the bringer of wins. He'll let you know exactly who he is. You know, and as I mentioned earlier, he'll be in Oakland week 1. You know, so I wanted to get him back on the channel to give the Raider Nation some tips and tricks on traveling. But before we get Thanos on the phone, you know, I wanted to ask you a travel-related question.
Okay.
All right, so there's a lot going on in Oakland week 1, as we've been talking about. You know, there's all kinds of parties, there's bowling tournaments, you know, there's and not just the parties, but there's the locations I want to go to. Ricky's, I want to pay my respects to Al Davis. You know, there's a bunch of stuff to do, you know, but as I said, you know, in the past, I didn't plan my trip out well when I went to Merced. So I'm asking you, I want to know what are some tips and tricks to like schedule out events that I and you know, parties that I want to go to make it there on time and not forget stuff. How would you schedule that weekend?
That's a great question. And I think each traveler has a unique way of writing things down, committing things to memory, keeping things organized so that they are in the right place at the right time. One of the things I like to do, and I know it sounds a little bit rigid, but I like to keep a calendar, and I actually sync it with my Google Calendar. I'm sure there's some special apps out there, but I just use my Google Calendar as the basis. It makes it easy because I get most of my confirmations via email, so I'm able to automatically update it that way. The other thing that's really important is making a decision which of your events are must-go-to events, and then which of your events are I'm going to get there if I can, depending on what's happening where I am at the time. So once you've decided that, for example, game day is a must-do, tailgates are a must-do, and then everything else surrounding that, like other events and or sightseeing, which I think is a critical part of hashtag Raider Nation Family Vacay. When you go to a new city and you've never been there before, you put that on your list of things to do, sightseeing in that city. But I would put that on your good to do if you have time to do list. So I would say the number one thing is to make sure that you have some type of calendar, whether it's electronic or you go old school with hard copies. There's nothing wrong with writing down your confirmation numbers for your airline, your hotel, the times for your restaurant reservations. There's nothing wrong with having notes. It helps me tremendously. And even then, sometimes the time it takes to get Lyft or Uber or Free Now or whatever transportation you choose, if that's running behind schedule, you still may get to an event later than you expect, but don't worry about that. When you get there, that's when everything is going to get started, and it's going to be amazing.
So is there an app that has like, you know, an itinerary section that you could, you know, put in all your information for your flights and parties and dates, and maybe it would schedule it for you and give you notifications?
I'm sure there is, and I'm going to challenge our listeners to share with us the apps that they use. I currently am not using an app right now, and I am open to app recommendations for just that.
Awesome. Yeah, because like I said, I was just saying earlier, in Merced, I was all over the place, man. I lost keys, I lost tickets.
Mercy.
You know, oh, man, I can't do that in Oakland, you know, week 1. I want to get better at traveling, you know. I don't want to be losing my stuff all the time, you know.
Yeah. No worries. We're going to get you set. You're going to be, it not only is it going to be an incredible trip, but it's going to be a trip that you're going to be able to say, this was the easiest trip I've ever gone on because I've used a new organizational techniques. We're going to make sure you get there and you're comfortable.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you helping me out. You always have the answer to my questions, you know?
No worries, brother. I got you.
All right, cool. So you're eager to hear from Black Thanos himself, so let's go ahead and get him on the line.
Yes, hello.
Nikki.
Hey, Black Thanos.
Guilty as charged. That's yours truly, the avatar of death, the deliverer of winds at your service.
Oh, my word.
So revel in the grandeur for this most auspicious and spectacular moment of the birth of Black Thanos being today.
Greetings, Lord Thanos.
Yes. Oh, happy birthday, Black Thanos. I just love super fans. Oh, my brother, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Is it appropriate, Black Thanos?
No.
Birthday?
No, it's quite all right.
Will you let me do it? Come on. You got to.
No, it sounds good. And I'm deeply appreciative in all seriousness, you know, anyone who takes the time to be thoughtful and acknowledge such a great occasion. Because as we know in Raider Nation, we're losing so many. We can never take life for granted. So thank you for that beautiful expression. You know, I take that to the heart. Even Black Thanos have a heart under all that armor.
Yes.
Well, happy birthday, man. Yep. Thanks for coming on your
and thank
birthday,
you, Raider Homer. Yeah, it's been an interesting day, but it's not over yet. So, but I'm appreciative of the time here with both of you.
Oh, thank you for giving us the gift of your time on your birthday. You know, now that this is the origin of your physical birth, what is the origin of your super fan identity? How did you get that name?
Good question. Honestly, I've been a fan of the Marvel character Thanos since 1977 as a young boy and loving comic books. So the character always resonated with me. And I know in recent times, the masses have been introduced to him through the Avengers movie, most notably Infinity War in 2018. But I'll say around back in 2015, I embraced the name, being a fan of the character, understanding him to a great extent, and the black part reflecting the predominant color scheme of the Raiders. I felt it was like it was a natural marriage. So my early incarnation of the character had a different mask, but early 2016, I had someone custom make the mask that you see, because at that time you could get it nowhere. Now, since the movie, you know, I guess you can find versions of a Thanos mask, but back then you could find it nowhere. Trust me, because I looked. And I had to deal with a guy who did special effects in Hollywood and music videos to custom make the mask, as you see in the Raider colors, and it covers my entire head and stuff. So since then, it's become a bit noticeable and legendary. I think one of the great things is that people do not see me all of the time, as opposed to maybe some other super fans, but when they do see me, it's memorable and it creates a legend. sort of like back in the day. Remember Bigfoot, where you would hear these rumors and people like, oh, yeah, it's almost like something of legend and mystique. They say, hey, I saw him in San Diego or Nashville, or they're like, wow, really? So I like it like that. So that's how Black Thanos began.
Yes. The whole I mean, I'm a sci-fi buff as well, and so I have this alter ego, Raider Leah, and So I'm just fascinated by stories like this because I think it's so cool that we get a chance to love football and love our personas. And it's such a great way to live a balanced life. I tell people all the time that football balances our lives. We can't just work all the time.
Right.
We can't. We're human beings. We have to be balanced. And this is our way of just blowing off steam, having a good time, and spending time with our family and friends. Awesome. So listen,
Yes.
I am so hyped for Monday night. What?
Yes.
The season is
upon
us.
So much.
The season is upon us. And one of the things that the Raider Party podcast is really focused on is traveling, food, bev, being comfortable. And so I'm just curious, how do you like to travel? How are you traveling to Oakland? And do you have any tips and tricks you'd like to share? Because Homer's going, and he's going to be having some amazing experiences while he's there. So I'd like to talk a little bit about your plans for this weekend.
Well, yes, as you alluded to, yes, Black Thanos will be in the building again, which is a reason for Oakland to rejoice, having the highest winning percentage of attended games. I can say that with confidence and humility as well. But as far as traveling goes, with me, I've discovered that loyalty pays off in terms of utilizing a particular airline. Now, of course, I'm 3,000 miles away out of Oakland, so I have a increased challenge because, of course, it costs more money. But with this particular trip for the home opener, and I'll be back in Oakland for week 2 as well. I actually utilize points that had accumulated over the past maybe 7 or 8 years through Southwest, who doesn't charge you for your first 2 bags compared to maybe some other airlines. And it didn't really cost me anything out of pocket. So I like to go through Expedia as well as far as different hotels are concerned. My primary objective is just to get somewhere clean and safe. I don't need no 600 count Egyptian sheets or fully stocked minibar and all the extras and stuff like that. But I do want somewhere comfortable and clean to stay at. So I would suggest to my brothers and sisters in the nation, always try to book as early as you can. If you can develop a relationship with a particular airline that you trust, then do that, because ultimately it will pay off in terms of your points that's accumulated. I can speak from experience because I'm going to Oakland, then I'm going to go to Vegas, and then I'm going to go back to Oakland for the Chiefs game, and then ultimately back to New York. And basically all of that is basically paid by points almost.
Yes.
Very little out-of-pocket expenses. Sometimes, the first week in the NFL season is always kind of marked up. So most people, as soon as the schedule is released, I would say within that 2-week window, you would want to try to have a amount of money stockpiled or earmarked for a particular trip that may be on your calendar. To try to book in that time frame to get the best price. I typically go straight into Oakland, though going to Frisco tends to be more inexpensive because Frisco is more of a tourist destination and they make their money by value. Whereas Oakland, for whatever reason, Delta, I think American, Southwest, they tend to charge you a bit more, but I don't mind it because when you consider you landing in Frisco, renting a car or Uber or Lyft or whatever, it may even, cancel, each other out. I just like the convenience of landing straight there in Oakland. It's not very far from the stadium, less than 3 miles, basically. There's a choice of hotels there, the Radisson, the Hilton, of course. the Econo Lodge for some, Motel 6, Days Hotel. So the stadium presently is centrally located with a lot of neighboring hotels. So, but of course, this being the last season in Oakland, unfortunately, the rates have skyrocketed in some cases.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with that and book accordingly. But being that I was able to use points for my air travel, the cost wasn't, too damaging to me.
Right.
So
right.
So as the team moves to Vegas, I would tell the nation that expect higher fees. If you can stay somewhere downtown Vegas, I would suggest that, or some off strip properties. Obviously, there's a lot to choose from. But if money isn't a thing, if you're Jermaine Dupri and money isn't a thing to you, then great, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us, you're going to have to consider those things because that's a new stadium, and I'll be in Vegas next week, and I can tell you from experience. Yes, I can tell you from experience that there's an increase in the resort fees and taxes, but there are some places like the Four Queens downtown Vegas that doesn't charge any resort fees.
Fremont Street. Yep. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, so definitely, if you're going to be in Vegas next week, I would love to hook up with you because I will be there Sunday through Tuesday. And so I would love to see you if our paths are able to cross. That would be amazing. I've been wanting to take a photo with you for a long time. Been chasing you, sir. So.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be special, huh? But I believe I believe I get there that Tuesday, right after the home opener, sometime I think early afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. So you just may miss me, but I will also be at the. I'll be at the Lions game. I believe you'll be coming to the Jets game.
Yes, I'll be there. Yes.
Then we'll definitely be able to meet there. And the last regular season home game, December 15th, I will also share with Raider Nation. Historically, I've discovered that's a very cheap time to travel, very affordable time to go to Oakland because it's right in between the holidays. Thanksgiving has passed and Christmas isn't close enough to whereas your return date can be affected by airline prices because the airline industry knows that the overwhelming majority of people are going to travel closer to Christmas. So the game is on the 14th, 15th, 16th, or even the 17th, anywhere in that range or so, and you're coming back to your origin city, you will get a very good rate because they already prepared to mark up prices for Christmas. And I've been to Oakland for the 49er game and other games around that time of year, and it's always been very affordable.
Wow, that is a very good tip. Thank you, Black Thanos.
Well, it's just from personal experience, and I'm hoping I was a little helpful. There's a lot of great people in the nation who got some serious mileage on their Raider Nation cards, if you will, who are at a lot of games.
Yes.
But loyalty has its perks, and I can almost guarantee you most of those fans / super fans have a airline they are partial to, and that of course makes it a lot easier for them to travel to so many road games. And speaking of road games, I'm contemplating the Houston game where
please do.
I know
please go.
Raider Home will be there.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Please. We would love to have you come back on the show. We're both going to be there. This is one of the games that he and I are very excited about. Please consider it.
Yeah. Oh, I got some good memories in that city from many moons ago when I was in the service. And
Wow.
me and some friends would cruise through there, driving from San Antonio into Houston and the Sugarland area. So that's a great city, and Raider Nation overall is very strong in the state of Texas. So I'm intrigued by it. If I can pull it off, then yours truly, the deliverer of wins, can arrive, then you will certainly hear about it. You will feel it, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Touchdown.
Oh, this is so exciting. This season, first of all, is so historic, right? Think about it.
Yeah.
No one else
Right.
in history is going to be able to tell this story. Our new home, our new stadium, our new city. The future is so bright that we're going to have to wear shades all the time. Going to get you some custom shades, Black Thanos.
I agree, and I'm definitely encouraged, excited. I enter every season with the same mindset, but this year in particular, with the historic backdrop of this being the last season in Oakland, Las Vegas on the horizon, the arrival of Antonio Brown, three first round draft picks.
Yes.
You know, this is going to be quite a season. This is the most wonderful time of the year for grown-ups. For kids, it's Christmas. But for us in the nation, it's right now. And who else but yours truly can bring in the month of September, with the anniversary of my birth being today, than Black Thanos? I don't think that's an accident.
It's so apropos.
I'm glad you think so.
It's just so appropriate. I am giddy with joy, and I so appreciate your being with us today. It couldn't be a more perfect day. It really couldn't be. Thank you.
Well, the honor is all mine, and Raider Homer is a stand-up dude, a benefit to the nation, a critical voice, and it's also very gratifying to know that you as well are contributing to that great effort, and just linking us together, giving us the voice and forum to tell our stories, to reach one another, inspire one another, to connect. Because life is really based on communication, and I'm fortunate to have a pretty good name in this nation. It's one thing to have a name, but it's another thing to have a good name. And the fact that you two welcomed me and honored me with your birthday wishes and of course your time, it means a lot, and I don't take it for granted.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. We just love you. You're just so awesome. Your positivity and your commitment to excellence, you just exude everything that's the core of what being a real Raider and being Raider right is all about. Thank you so much. And for the example that you set for our children, because our children need positive role models, and Black Thanos is someone that they can look up to.
Wow, I'm humbled by that. I really am, and I do my best. That's all that we all can do. There's 6 billion people on the planet, and none of us are blessed to be perfect. But however, though, we're all judged on the totality of our actions, of our heart, of our motivation and intent. And I can say with the greatest confidence, my heart has always been in the right place. My motivation has always been pure. And so, don't believe anything that you may hear from anyone. Those who truly know me, the depth of me, the quality of my heart, they know what Black Thanos represents. So I'm moved and touched by your words.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate you.
And thank you. And I will see you on the road. And don't forget, just be smart, be safe. book in advance, ask around, because there's so many great people in the nation who have resources and information and experience when it comes to traveling, and you can always kind of devise a strategy or system that works for you, because different people may have different systems or approaches that's most effective in their individual situations, but information is power. And once we're empowered with the right information, then we all benefit by being able to travel more efficiently, and more affordably.
Yes, yes. Well, being able to party on a penny is a core value for the Raider Party podcast. And so we're going to continue to discover ways that our family can be safe, satisfied, and saved.
Right. That's that's what it's all about, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to get to chat it up with you two and discuss something that's very essential to all of us, because the entire sports world recognized and realized nobody travels like Raider Nation. Whether we're 12-4 or 4-12, we are legendary in terms of being known and recognized as being a very devoted fan base that goes everywhere. Mexico,
right.
London, whatever.
That's right.
So what you two are doing is really a very important and significant a service by, giving many of us options and things to consider in terms of traveling in a more efficient way. Because, we love this life so much. We love the Shield so much, whether it's Frisco or Maine or Korea or Spain, I believe you will see a Raider fan wherever you go on the planet. And,
we are global.
And definitely. And this is just a way of all of us connecting with one another. So thank you again.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. We really just appreciate your being on the second show.
Well, I'm appreciative of you giving me the opportunity and thinking enough of me to include me in this great forum. Like I said, I got a lot of admiration for Raider Homer and what he does, and it's been a pleasure to be introduced to you. And I thought he was filling such a critical void, because there's such a mass misperception in terms of super fans and who they are or their motivations and stuff like that. So what he's doing is extremely important. And I love your enthusiasm, your energy, your acumen for all things Raiders. So that's a great thing too. That's a big plus. And
from Black Thanos. Oh, I accept all of that. I embrace that. Thank you, brother.
Right. So either way, we will see each other soon. I will see Homer
week 1
next week at the
you said
opener.
Sunday, right? You're getting in there Sunday, noon ish.
Yes, Sunday about noon, 1 o'clock. My flight leaves out about 6 a.m. New York time. I believe I do have a stop somewhere. That's the thing with Southwest. You're always going to change planes. Some people, they don't like that, or I have some friends who can't sit in the airplane for like 5 straight hours.
Yeah,
they just have to feel like they got to stretch out. Me, I don't really mind it so much unless it's something very time sensitive. But typically, though, they're more affordable than a lot of the other options, and I prefer to always fly straight into Oakland because I can take the local bus if I want for $2. That would take me right to my hotel, or the shuttle service. In regards to some hotels, or Lyft or whatever, or somebody come pick me up. So it's just convenient,
Yeah, man.
Frisco's a nice city, but I don't feel like I need to go there when I'm going to Oakland. So, but I'll be touching down about 12:30, barring any delays.
That's
man.
excellent. That's excellent.
When
Okay.
you feel the ground shake,
When
you
it
know
shakes,
I made my
he
arrival.
is here.
When,
All right, cool,
when,
bro.
when people start turning the dust in front of you, you know I'm
No.
in the perimeter.
Hey, man, like I said, dude, I'm looking forward to it, man, because you're the bringer of wins, dude. So I've never seen the Raiders win in person. So I'm, week 1, I'll be on the field for the flag ceremony, so that would be great if we win to cap off the whole weekend.
Yes.
So bring the win.
Yes, Homer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
But thank you too again for the birthday wishes, and look forward to hearing the finished product. Hope I was able to lend a little something of value.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And
priceless.
And I look forward to talking to both of you real soon.
All right, cool. Thanks
All
a lot,
right.
man.
Thank you, Black Thanos.
And thank you again.
So that was awesome, getting a chance to hear from Black Thanos. He is a wealth of information. He's a seasoned traveler. And I think for super fans, it's a little bit different traveling because you have all this stuff in addition to the basic things that one needs when they're away from home. So I really appreciate him sharing that information with us.
Yeah, and he's very articulate when he speaks. So
he's poetic.
Yes.
He's poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. And hopefully, I'll get a chance to catch up with him at some point sooner rather than later.
New York, hopefully Houston.
Yes.
Yeah, so week 1 is upon us, and I can't wait to get back on the road again. To the airport and fly out to Raider games and parties.
Yes.
Oh, hey, and don't forget, Raider Nation, to like the Raider Party Podcast on Facebook, IG, and Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to the Raider Homer channel on YouTube. And you can be among the first to get notifications when the new podcasts come out.
Yes. You guys got to do it. You got to stay tuned for the next RPP episode. It's going to be amazing. And hopefully, Raider Rhea won't show up. It'll just be Raider Nikki.
You mean Raider Dominatrix?
She comes out. She can't help herself. She can't. For the most part, I have her under control. But as you can see in this episode, sometimes things happen.
Hey, she got a lot of good info out of the callers. She was full of energy. I mean, she didn't let me podcast with her, but hey, it's no big deal.
She's gonna learn how to share. I promise.
Oh man, it was a great episode, though. I really appreciate you, continuing to come onto this channel and helping me out.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
No problem. Thank you. All right, Raider Nation. We'll see you in the next episode.